Hi, everyone. Welcome into our live stream here on CBS19 Plus and our YouTube channel, and also on our Facebook page. My name is Brett Anthony. I'm the CBS19 Chief Meteorologist here in the Weather Center on this evening, where radar for the first time this week is quiet. There's nothing out there. Skies are clear, but you might have noticed sort of a brownish sunset. We have quite a bit of Saharan dust here with very warm and humid conditions. 88 degrees, dew points are in the lower 70s in East Texas with south winds. So here's the Saharan dust this evening. It's quite a plume. In fact, it's thickest closer to Houston. That's going to be drifting northward. So tomorrow we'll likely have a very vibrant sunrise. If you snap a picture, please share that with us at weather@cbs19.tv. Through the weekend, some of that Saharan dust will sort of dissipate or mix out. And so there's a very good chance Saturday and Sunday we could see some rain. So what is Saharan dust? Well, essentially fine particles, lofted, dry heat areas over in the Saharan desert, right? So the trade winds are east to west, farther to the south. And so what ends up happening over the Eastern Caribbean, Western Caribbean, the trade winds are sort of from the east to the west most times. Anyway, what happens is that these little fine particles are about a mile up. They get pushed all the way across the Atlantic into the Caribbean and eventually into the Gulf and into the United States. Now, most often happens, and this is interesting that it's happening now, and climatologically speaking, it says it happens late summer, early fall. The last 3 or 4 years, it's happened in May and June. So it's usually preceded some sort of tropical development. And in this instance, it can suppress tropical development, and it can cause some slight air quality issues. If you're in the sensitive group with asthma or you have some sort of bronchial irritation, it may cause a little bit of a breathing problem. Otherwise, vivid sunrises and sunsets. All right, tonight, overnight, it's a moonlit night. It's the buck moon. I don't know if you've seen any pictures. The male deer have put on their antlers. The buck are ready to go. The rut will start in a few months. They're in that velvety stage right now. One of my favorite stages you can see sometimes, and I did it one time. I found an antler on the ground, or you'll see a little buck that has rubbed off some of that velvet as those antlers become fully established. Anyway, I'm not a scientist from the fact I don't study deer. I just study the weather. Warm and humid, clear sky, down to 74 for the overnight low tonight. 3-day forecast, 94 tomorrow, 91 on Saturday. Chance of scattered thunderstorms Saturday with isolated thunderstorms on Sunday. So let's talk about that. We've got southwesterly winds tomorrow. So if there's a shower, I think it's going to be isolated at best. You can see one here in Panola County, a couple more down at Groveton. Otherwise, it's a warm and humid day. Friday afternoon, Friday night look fantastic. Saturday morning also looks really nice. And then Saturday afternoon, here it comes. We're back into sort of a south-southeast breeze, more of a sea breeze. So here we go with showers starting in South Texas or deep East Texas and moving northward through the evening hours, and then they're gone. And then Sunday morning, we're clear. Sunday afternoon, there's a chance to have more scattered showers and thunderstorms. Most of this is developing around this big area of high pressure. So clockwise flow around a high, and you can see that flow coming onshore. At the same time, you've got little ripples of energy coming out of the northwest, so there's a chance to see some rain in parts of West Texas also, and maybe back into the hill country. We'll have to watch that carefully. That's Saturday. By Sunday into Monday, the high now backs up. It retrogrades, and it starts to build right on top of us. So likely drier and hotter weather on the way next week, and you'll see that here in the 10-day forecast. 94, just an isolated thunderstorm tomorrow, scattered thunderstorm Saturday, an isolated thunderstorm Sunday, and then we're getting hot. Hottest we've been so far. In fact, the warmest temperature we've recorded so far in East Texas, or at least in Tyler, 94 degrees. We've done that 4 or 5 times. We should make it into the upper 90s by the end of next week. I'm getting new data in. We'll have 6 more hours of data on that future skycast. So 1 to 7 o'clock now becomes available on Sunday. We'll be able to share that with you coming up tonight at 10 on CBS 19 News. We'll see you then.